So I took the DJI Osmo out to Copper Mountain. The device itself is not waterproof, so actually bringing it out on the slopes like this was fairly risky. If I fell, if it got wet, if it happened to snow while I was out there, you could easily risk damaging the camera. So I definitely don't recommend taking it out on the slopes with you. So this is after I had just gotten off the top of the ski lift, and I was going down a little bit. Those guys were headed to Woodward, which is a different kind of area there with all kinds of jumps and obstacles that you could go over. And as I was heading down, the camera actually went and face down, so I cut that part out. And as you can see, while I'm going down the slopes here, there's a lot of different areas where the camera kind of sort of turned sideways, and I ended up having to use the joystick through my gloves to try and correct that back to look forward. But overall, it seemed to be a pretty smooth experience on the way down with very minimal adjustments. If you were to look at helmet cam footage, which I also have some of here too, it's very shaky, very bouncy, because snowboarding is, you're not steady. As you roll over the snow, you're going up and down. Your body itself is going up and down. You're making adjustments, leaning left and right to do some steering. And the 3-axis gimbal on the Osmo picks that up very, very well and does a great job stabilizing the video as you head down the slopes. There's so much so that I don't think that even with software correction later, you would get as nice a picture, and certainly you wouldn't be able to export the video in 4K like what you're seeing here. I actually did fall while I was in this run. You're about to see it, but I was able to hold the camera up and not get it damaged. There, just fell. You could see the snow kick out from underneath the board and go up, but I managed to hold it steady, and actually even through getting back up and that entire process, there's really very minimal shakiness in the camera. Also, at the end of this video, you're going to see someone else fall. And we're going to make a transition here to facing down, and you can actually see the board there as I go through the snow. Doesn't last very long. I end up tilting it back up again so that you don't have to stare at that, because I think you'd probably get fairly sick if you looked at that view over and over again. But again, just more gradual, even, easygoing rides down the slopes. And I pick out a snowboarder and kind of follow him a little bit as we get towards the end of the video here. I'm actually starting to get used to the camera a little bit, and following someone isn't as difficult as it seemed initially, despite the fact that you have a million different things going on with yourself. Trying to stay up, trying to steer, trying to watch where you're going, and trying to control the camera at the same time. To me, I find the video to be a little bit more entertaining to watch other people and kind of what they do on the slope. So I think, one of the best case uses for this is not just simply holding it while going down the slopes, but if you have a buddy of yours that's in front of you or someone behind you, you can certainly sit there and hold the camera, steer back and forth, and actually get really cool footage of them headed down the slopes. Almost similar to what you would get, with a drone that was focused in on someone too. Just nice, easygoing, even footage, although the drone itself would be a lot harder to control. So as promised, down here at the end of the video, if you look inside that orange fenced in area, the beginner area at Copper there, you'll see the person so closest to you in the black jacket there. She's about to run into that fence. But everybody has to learn, and I thought that was actually kind of funny. I wasn't sure that I had gotten it when I first came down the slopes, but I did.